This is a Skid Row production, and if you can't handle a wee bit of cursing, I suggest you do one and go back to mummy.
This is a Skid Row production, brought to you in association with Future Radio.
That's right, baby! Get out the way! Get out the way!
Warning, this show contains explicit lyrical content. Anybody that is easily offended, please go to www.futureradio.co.uk and choose a show that is more suitable for you.
We'll start counting, counting up, and you will start to record.
12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Blast off!
Shockwave blast hits critical mass, half-ass typical rap, slipping the cracks, more tracks than Slash. In Axl Rose, I explode as fast as shrapnel goes. I'm a samurai sword and sight ward, siren sound when I plug in the mic horn and rock. When my pop then the sawed off. So just walk away like a mall cop. Guards crack when I charge an attack. Overwhelm the whack like a shark in the back. More cold than a solar eclipse. I froze your lips and laugh as I hit them so they're broken to bits. And now you're silent, sitting in a cell, I'm a citadel, saying I'm sicker than a sickle cell. I tip the Richter scale with the flick of my fingernail and flip prey like a killer whale. You're lack of wisdom, you have to listen to this catechism of rap religion. Amen. One rhyme and I leave it behind. A body outlined at the scene of a crime. When I move the crowd, ready to rock, I send a shockwave to the place when I drop. I prove I'm out, got mic control. I'm tight when I'm handling my mic, got it roll. And I move the crowd, ready to rock, I send a shockwave to the place when I drop. I prove I'm out, got mic control. I'm tight when I'm handling my mic, got it roll. You want better word, many heard, no matter what. We can pack it up, popular punchlines and sounds. Word, and put it all together like the weather, make it better. With a cover on a never ending words that go forever. Till the beat fades away, I keep on running with the syllables. Running when I get it, well I can't stop, so still I will. Filling people patterns because that's the way it happens. It's a natural progression, not a lesson from a rapping. All night, just keep jumping around. To the rhythm, motherfucker, really like the way it sounds. Heavy on my ears and making my heart pump. Feeling a vibration of when the bass bumps. Send the tremor through your body with the remedy I got. Let it vent to everybody, feel the energy is hot. Speak a lot to keep my brain and give it steady with the vocab. Keep a lot of beats that are ready for me to go mad. Move the crowd, ready to rock. I send a shockwave to the place when I drop. I prove I'm out, got mic control. I'm tight when I'm handling the mic, got it roll. And I move the crowd, ready to rock. I send a shockwave to the place when I drop. I prove I'm out, got mic control. I'm tight when I'm handling the mic, got it roll. Electrify. Rock party until the name electrify. Rockin' shots and nations. The fierce pitch is like a laser beam. Electrify. Here's the track. Kaboom, 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 kaboom. Electrify.
Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you're tuned into Future Radio 107.8 FM. You're listening to The Skid Row Show, blasting off from 11 till midnight every Friday night. I'm joined in the studio this week by my guest. Got man like Chrome. What are you saying, Chrome?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm all good, man. I'm all good. Well, we've been talking about getting you on the show for a while.
Yep.
It's finally happened, and
Yeah.
it's great timing as well because you've got a new project that you've just dropped.
Yep.
Tell the masses, listening land, where they can get that, what it's called.
The new album's called Dopamine Hit. It's out on Beeline Recordings, a label based in Bournemouth, and you can get it on their Big Cartel site, which is beelinerecordings.bigcartel.com.
Yeah.
Or if you're very quick and you're lucky, Soundclash Records have got a few copies on St Benedict Street, but I don't know how much. They'll probably be gone by now. I don't know.
So if you're an N.City local, or if you're just outside the N.City limits, get down Soundclash, cop a copy, or look out for that digital upload.
Yep.
When's that going to be available for people?
Digital comes out Christmas Eve on Bandcamp, and then Christmas Day on everything else, so like iTunes, Spotify, Deezer, Tidal, the lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice, you got it dropping on Christmas.
Yeah,
So-
Christmas Day, Merry Christmas, you know.
So people can gift it to people who actually
That's
feel
it.
like a proper present-giving experience.
Or maybe just for yourself. Little treat.
The first track we started this week's show was a track taken from Dopamine Hit. That was Shockwave featuring Andy Cooper.
Yeah.
So how did that come about, that collaboration?
You know, I've always been a massive fan of Ugly Duckling and Andy Cooper. I think he's a dope MC, and I saw that he'd been working with a few UK artists, so I thought, well, why not just pose the question?
This is where I make myself sound stupid on air purposely, because you just did. So Andy Cooper is originally from Ugly Duckling.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wondered why I recognised the voice.
Yeah.
Where did I hear that
So
before?
he'd been working with this group, the Elegies, out of Bristol, and I really liked what he'd been doing with them. So I just thought I sent him a private message. And said, I've got a track in mind, would you be up for featuring? And he sent me this like amazing like disclaimer, like really long like email, sort of like, well, here's my kind of conditions, and if I like it, and so on and so on. It was just like, it's like a legal thing almost. But I sent him the tune, and within literally, I didn't hear anything for 2 weeks, but then literally 2 weeks later, he came back to me with not only the answer of yes, but also the verse written and like a demo recorded.
So he was obviously quietly liking it in the back. He didn't want to get you too gassed about it.
I think this is it. I think basically he says that he doesn't do that many projects, so I was quite shocked that he turned around and gone, yeah, I want to do it. It was just like, I really love the beat, and then he said, well, I want you to send me all of the stems of the tracks at a separate part, so I can reproduce it slightly and add my little twist on it, because I'd originally produced the beat. So he did his own little sort of angle on it as well.
Collaboration on there.
Yeah, so he co-produced it as well, which was quite a sick thing. But and ultra professional. He turned it round in like literally after that original demo, another 2 weeks later, had the whole track finished. It was like, wow, that was professional.
There's some testament to the fact he obviously really liked the record.
Yeah.
And obviously really enjoyed working on it with you. So
yeah, it's good. And then so yeah,
and
really
that
happy with
that must be such a feeling, because obviously, I mean, you've just like taught me something. I didn't realise you was part of Ugly Duckling, but I imagined through the years of you making hip hop, they were a group that massively influenced you, or you really like their music. Or?
Oh, massively. I mean, they came out around 98 sort of time. As in like their first EP.
Is that the one that had Little Samba and?
No, it's before that. The Fresh Mode EP. So the stuff you're on about is the second album. So the Fresh Mode EP came out, and it was just like, yeah, this is dope. Sounds wicked, quite a old school feel to it. And their own unique sound, and Andy Cooper, out of the two MCs, I thought Andy Cooper just had a really good flow about him, a good sounding voice and really intelligent lyrics,
So
and
did he make more of the Ugly Duckling beats then?
I think between him and Young Einstein, the DJ, I think it was those two really that did the production. Yeah, he's a pretty clever dude. Yeah,
man.
Yeah, so yeah, it's good. And then the video came about as well from a local Norwich video maker called Nathan Clark. NLC Creative, I think it is.
Where can people find the video? I mean, I haven't even seen the video yet.
So it's on YouTube. Look for Chrome Shockwave featuring Andy Cooper. It pops up. There's been a good response to the video. And the video worked really well. I mean, the guy, I didn't really do much. It was just a shoulder shot, like headshot, for myself, and then Andy did his parts out in LA and sent them back.
Nice.
And Nathan just did all of the amazing editing, and yeah, it works really well. Well happy with it.
I mean, I saw because you and Andy did a gig, obviously for the launch of the
Yeah.
album.
Yeah, at the Art Centre.
At the Art Centre. How did that go?
Yeah, that was quite a nice moment because that was kind of the end of my tour. So I'd just been on
been
tour.
in Germany?
We did some gigs in Germany, some in Holland, and then a few around the UK. And that was pretty much the last. Well, it was the last date. So it was like the homecoming, if you like, which obviously sounds better than it actually really was.
A homecoming in that sort of environment, the Art Centre.
Yeah.
If you've never been to the Art Centre, it is probably arguably one of the best.
Oh, I love it.
It's
a home for
live
me.
venues in the city or maybe even around the country, and it's been renowned for that for a while.
Yeah,
so.
it won best small venue, I think, in the NME.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. So it was wicked. Yeah, the Allergies were playing, and it was Andy Cooper rapping with them, and of course he did the track Shockwave with me as well, which was a nice moment for me. He walked on stage mid-track, just rocked it, and really cool. Good response again. People sort of boogieing about.
Yeah, people seem to be having. I saw a video on Facebook. Someone had posted, and people seem to be having it.
Yeah, it was cool. Definitely, yeah. It was a nice moment.
Dope.
Yeah.
Right. Well, should we give the listening land another dopamine hit?
Yeah, why not?
Get into push the buttons.
Pushing buttons. Yeah. This is featuring some Norwich legends. I like to say legends. Ricky Licks, my man. Buck is the realist. Music lessons in the house. So yeah, had to represent. The only other Norwich people on it. I had to make sure there was a connection there. So yeah, this is pushing buttons.
Right, keep it locked, ladies and gentlemen. You listen to the Skid Row Show, Future Radio 107.8 FM, every Friday night, 11 till midnight.
First part soul on the beat. Before they wear us down like the souls on our feet. Yeah, it's fuck, but you ain't so discreet. They're gonna wear us down like the souls on our feet.
I'll never push the button. I've got too much love to give. I've got too much life to live. Negativity I'm crushing. There ain't enough time in this life. We gotta shine, don't miss. I'll never push the button. I've got too much love to give. I've got too much life to live. Negativity I'm crushing. There ain't enough time in this life. We gotta shine, don't miss.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The tune you have just been listening to, that was Pushing Buttons featuring Ricky Licks and Buckers the Realist, ASML, taken from Dopamine Hit. Got Chrome in the studio.
Yep.
What are you saying, Chrome?
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah.
It's all good.
He's in the house.
Yeah, man.
Right, so what's next on the horizon? Because obviously you've just got back from doing your tour. Obviously you're now dropping Dopamine Hit.
Yep.
What's next on the horizon? What?
So the plan is to do. So I did the Shockwave was the first single. The album obviously has just come out. I have just received a remix for the next. Is the next track you can play Dopamine Hit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I've literally today
the title track taken from the album.
So there's a guy called Smooth. From a group called Smooth and Terrell.
Yep.
He's on a label called Jalapeno Records. He's just done a remix for me of the track Dopamine Hit, and it's sounding heavy. I was really happy with it. So I'm going to put that out as a 7, and that'll be the next single.
Yep.
After that, I'm going to be focusing on the next Chromanon inspired project, which will be coming out on, potentially on Naked Ape Records out in Germany. I think we're still unaware of which way we're going with that, but yeah, it's yet to be decided.
How did the German label affiliation come about then?
So how did that come about? There was a chat forum back in the days before social media was really, or Facebook was really that big a thing.
Before
Everyone
like MySpace and everything.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So there was a website called Heroes of UK Hip Hop, and it had a chat forum on there, which we just all used to kind of chat on there. And there was a lot of the European guys, the German guys, the Dutch guys that would be on there. And there was a dude from Switzerland called AD. And he started talking to me and sending me private messages about the possibility of doing a show out in Zurich. Yeah. And he was like a big Deftex fan. Nice. And so it was like, yeah, cool, I'd be totally up for that. So me and Bill went out there. And when we were out there, we met this guy who's called Mad Monkey Dan, who owns Naked Ape Records. And it all went from there. He was just, as soon the first moment we met, there was a real rude joke said, and it broke the ice, and that was it. We were like, we're like family now, you know. So it all made sense from that point onwards. And he's such a legend. The geezer's amazing. And said, well, I want to work with you, and you know, let's put some music out, and we did it. And so Naked Ape is something that, and even though I'm mainly Beeline Recordings, I'm definitely Naked Ape as well. So for instance, the single Shockwave is on Naked Ape Records, yet the LP is on Beeline Recordings. So it's like it's split, but we're all family, we're all crew, so it's good. It's all
Makes
good.
sense. Yeah, man. Dope. So you touched on it there, obviously, with your beginnings. Well, before the beginnings, it was you doing your thing by yourself, wasn't it? You and Sure D DJing. Let's talk about that, because obviously,
what,
like,
Deftex?
Well, before, like, I remember seeing the videos of like you when were you like 12, 15? Doing your thing.
12.
You were Sure D on the 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
Was this like?
And that's
80s, 90s?
1988.
88.
Yeah. Well, we started in 87. Well, me and my brother. I
have to bring this stuff up so I can like, for anybody that hasn't necessarily heard your music before, or this is an education for them. This is how they can go back and check the Deftex stuff and like where it all began, because obviously, you've been plying your trade in Norwich and been the backbone of the Norwich hip hop scene in Norwich for a very long time. So I think people need to respect where it's due. So. Yeah,
big up, man.
Hit right. Tell people the story.
Well, we started. We formed as Deftex in '87. When I was 12 years old. Did my first ever gig at the Norwich Arts Centre. Yeah.
You can see footage of that on YouTube.
Well, no, there's a footage. So we went in after that. We went in for a band competition, right? Which is at the Labour Club, which is opposite or Bethel Street, basically. What's that pub? Coach and Horses, isn't it? Yeah. Down there. It's like next door to that. So there was this like bands competition. We ended up coming second, but yeah, you can see that footage online where my tracksuit bottoms are like pretty much up to my nipples, and like a t-shirt tucked in. I'm looking like a bit of a muppet, really. But
it's the Sure D perm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's rocking that. He's rocking that blonde afro.
He's got the Garfunkel going.
That's right. Yeah. He's killing it on the wheels of steel as well. So basically,
shouts out Sure D.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's my brother. But like, so basically, Deftex was myself and my real brother Arky and Sure D on the deck. So the three of us. And then later on, we formed up with who was then our dancer, our onstage dancer. We had two dancers, Swing 2 and Throw, but Anthro basically came to me with a verse one day and said, well, I can write and I can rap, and I was like, okay, cool. Okay. And then he became the second MC, so it's from there we started as a
Anthropologist used to be a backing dancer.
He was our dancer originally.
He was the Tupac of the group, the digital.
Oh, well, yeah, exactly that. Yeah. So yeah, like Kid and Play sort of thing. Yeah, that's it.
There you go. We're getting all of the stories. We're getting where it began. I like hearing this stuff.
Yeah.
So obviously, like the sound, Deftex's sound.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, Archie.
So my brother Arky, he was the producer, really, you know, and he was just very unique in his forward thinking and what he wanted to sample. He wanted to try and be different to everyone else he was hearing. Obviously heavily inspired by New York hip hop and that sound, but he took it in his own direction. And like, for me, you know, the production that he came up with, he was kind of light years ahead. There was not really many people in the country that were touching on what he was doing at the time, and he's very unsung, you know, as a UK producer. Unfortunately, Wayne was never really that business minded. Arky, my brother, was never that business minded with it, so it never really went beyond the Deftex stuff. But I tell you what, back in the day, before we started releasing records, there was only 6 or 7 hip hop groups in Norwich, and my brother made the beats for 5 of those groups. It literally provided everything.
He was the soundscape for Norwich
hip
hop.
He was the man with it, you know, and he was the person that everyone would go to. And can you make me a beat? You know.
Now you can drop some more science and we'll give some more education to the younger generation and myself. Who were these other groups at the time? Obviously, I've heard was it EA All Stars.
The East Anglian Rap Unit was the collective. EARU.
Because you had Vinyl Dialect.
No, they're Ipswich.
They're Ipswich. Okay, right.
Yeah. A friend, you know, crew. I mean, I'm down with Ezra, you know, and those boys, the DJs Olsen and Precise are great. But that was Ipswich.
Okay.
Norwich. So we're talking 88, 89. There was. Let's try and think. So there was Lyrical Justice, Against All Odds, Citizens Arrest, Dope Connection, 2 as One crew, and then Deftex. Right. And it kind of went on. There was another group eventually called Products of the N.City, who were 4 MCs and a DJ. They were killing it. That was about 90, 91 sort of time, and they were just coming on with some really hard stuff. It was
how many of these groups are still active, or are they
none of them
applying their trade in any way?
No, the only one that's still really doing it, or occasionally comes to me with some lyrics, is MC Squared out of Products of the N.City, and originally Against All Odds. He did a track with me about 4 years ago now, which we put out.
Was that on the Chrome and it inspired thing?
No, it was on a Beeline Recordings EP, EP1, and it's I think it's up on Bandcamp. It's on my Bandcamp page and on SoundCloud, I think. But I've done a few tunes with MC Squared as well, where I've just done the beats and
I remember I did play some tune because I came around before and got a CD off you.
Yeah.
And that had
X Marks the Spot is the one track. Yeah, that's MC Squared. So he's a true legend. I tell you, a freestyle master as well. Back in the day, no one could touch him for his freestyles. He'd just go on and on. He was killer. So there's a lot of history in Norwich. But then
the b-boy side of things as well, that is obviously an integral part of like the style of hip hop that you make, that is possibly maybe doesn't get recognised in the same way as it previously did yesteryear today.
Sure.
So obviously
Yeah,
that
it's
goes
definitely a
into
switch.
the way you rap, and the whole ethos of it, and the whole culture of it. It originally
Well, it
comes
switched
from,
up
doesn't it?
as soon as the film 8 Mile came out, and everything that was very much kind of party friendly in a lot of ways became very
bit more aggy.
battle.
Got very aggy, didn't it?
Well, the whole battle scene, the jump off scene, the don't flop scene, all came off the back of 8 Mile. If you must remember those jams, the freestyle sessions down at Mojo's, right, Prince Wells Road, off the back of 8 Mile.
Okay.
You know, that was initially ran by Rob Mack because of and it was actually advertised like 8 Mile. Do you know what I mean? It was 8 Mile style battles, and it's like that whole scene, as good as it was and as cool as it's brought on some dope MCs out of that scene, it switched. It literally changed the whole thing. And whereas beforehand hip hop was very much, New York and LA kind of based, and that was the inspiration. It then became very much a UK thing, which again is not a problem with me, but it changed the sound, and everyone was really kind of being inspired by your likes of So Solid Crew and Dizzy and Wiley. Do you know what I mean? And the grime scene. So it kind of switched up to what we all initially grew up with.
Yeah. Well, you mean some respects like UK hip hop, it is kind of maybe not as far as 10 years behind, but it is taken, because there was a large period of time in the UK side of things where if you sounded too American as a rapper or whatever, you wouldn't be taken seriously.
Well, that only really started coming about early to mid 90s. Yeah. Up until that point, I would say probably 70% of UK rappers sounded American.
Because I remember
that was the thing.
Was it 57th Dynasty? I think that was. There was some, and they got some hate for what was a pretty good album at that time, because maybe some of the terminology that was used, or maybe some of the slang didn't necessarily sound authentic British. And then,
but everything about them, even the look. I remember the look of their album cover and everything. It was like they were going for. They wanted the shrink wrap. They wanted it to look like it was an imported record from the States, and they kind of went down that route. And yeah, but nowadays, of course, you can't get away with that.
That's the thing. Also, obviously, at that period in the UK side of things, Westwood was kind of instrumental in a lot of people getting a lot of opportunities I didn't necessarily realise about, obviously, when I was younger. But obviously, when certain artists would come to the UK, he would push them the way of certain UK rappers who were, i.e., Skinny Man or people like that.
Yeah.
And obviously, the UK was getting its sound, and then obviously past that jump-off point, once it was more viable and rhyme was the go-to.
Yeah.
Obviously, because it's a BPM and a tempo or whatever, it lends its style to different sort of styles of MCing, isn't it? That's how the style changes throughout the eras.
Sure.
But
yeah. I mean, it's very like I say, it's very different nowadays, and in the Norwich scene, I mean, you've got obviously you guys and the Blue Crew, but then outside of that, there's very much like a lot of the grime MCs, and they're on a very different tip. But a majority of you guys are keeping it quite raw and straight up hip hop, which is great to see.
Yeah,
I want to see that carrying on.
That's the music that we grew up with.
Yeah,
that's what we love. That's what we love listening to.
So that sort of boom bap sound, So
it's obviously you have to keep it contemporary to a point. It's about translating obviously all of the influences that go into our music that we love, but making something that is authentic and true to what we loved, rather than we want to be complementing it rather than detracting away from it.
Sure.
Because obviously, it's a rich tapestry, the music we make.
The
Norwich scene. So.
Yeah.
But short of me waffling on more, should we get into a Def Tex tune?
Yeah.
Or should we get into Dopamine Hit? And then
because we were going to do that, wasn't it? Yeah. So Dopamine Hit would be good, as it's the title track of the LP. And in fact, this week it's just been shortlisted for there's a site called Fresh on the Net, which is run by Tom Robinson of the Six Music DJ. So I'd submitted my track, and it was whittled down to the final 10 through a voting system, and so hopefully it might be a springboard onto some other stuff as well. So yeah, I'm quite happy with how that's come about. It's good. Yeah, go and check Fresh on the net.
Dope. We're going to get into Dopamine Hit, exclusive Skid Row show, Future Radio 107.8 FM. N.City, all that good. Keep it locked, don't go anywhere.
Future Radio 107.8. Radio that does different.
I need a hit, give me a hit, just give me a hit. I feed my addiction with a bit of a dopamine hit. Give me a hit, just give me a hit. I need a hit, give me a hit, just give me a hit. I feed my addiction with a bit of a dopamine hit. Give me a hit, just give me a hit. Thanks, Mr. Zuckerberg, for filling my brain with shit. I find it hard to go a couple of minutes without a hit. It would seem I'm addicted, craving my next high on it. I told to a goose in a social environment with the life of a virtual party up on your thread. I could be anyone that I really want to invent in my head. Most of my friends out there, they don't know me. Over 3,000 and counting, but still I feel lonely. Maybe I should delete the app and try honesty. But I know I crave that dopamine and seek it unconsciously. So many platforms, no one can stop me. Uploading selfies, this shit's really got me. I feel the pressure to prove my existence. In an instance, I need response, but friends are seeming distant. Wishing for that moment where my pit will go viral. Trying to learn the algorithms and stay ahead of style. I need a hit, give me a hit, just give me a hit. I feed my addiction with a bit of a dopamine hit. Give me a hit, just give me a hit. I need a hit, give me a hit, just give me a hit. I feed my addiction with a bit of a dopamine hit. Give me a hit, just give me a hit. So I'm sitting in the pub, waiting for a mate. I'm scrolling through my feed and everything is great. 10 minutes late and in strolls my mate. I keep on scrolling through my feed and everything is great. My mate starts talking about his mate. I'm still scrolling through my feed and everything is great. I look up from my phone, my mate's gone. I'm like, wait. So I scroll through my feed and everything is great. With a smile on my face and a real smug glow. I got 82 likes on a pic for me at a show. I keep going back to see if anyone is sharing it. I really need to fix somebody, please give me another hit. I'll check it on Twitter and open up Insta. It's only real if it's on social media. It's the way that life is these days. I'm trolling strangers and I'm sure that everyone's correct within this echo chamber. When will it stop? How will I live? With this void in my life, I've got a lot to give to the world, at least I think so, or maybe not. I've become aware of the peripheral and reverse the brain rot. Looking up from my phone, see the world of my home. Reconnect with my family and look at how they've grown. A dose of daily life is my new prescription. I find new ways to get my dopamine addiction. I need a hit, give me a hit, just give me a hit. I feed my addiction with a bit of a dopamine hit. Give me a hit, just give me a hit. I need a hit, give me a hit, just give me a hit. I feed my addiction with a bit of a dopamine hit. Give me a hit, just give me a hit. I get a hit. Can I get a hit? Give me a hit, just give me a hit. I need a hit. But then I get a hit. Give me a hit, just give me a hit. I need a hit. Give me a hit. Can I get a hit? Give me a hit, just give me a hit. I need a hit. Can I get a hit? Give me a hit, just give me a hit.
Yo, what's up? This is Chrome, the shiny metal man, and you're checking out my man Streakz the Long Ting on the Skid Row Show. Keep it locked, people.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you're tuned into the Skid Row Show here on Future Radio 107.8 FM. All that good shit every Friday night, 11 till midnight. I'm joined in the studio by Chrome. The track we've just been playing, the title track taken from Dopamine Hit. That was Dopamine Hit. Hit him with a hard sell.
That was the title tune of the LP. It's out now on vinyl via beelinerecordings.bigcartel.com. The digital pre-orders are up, and that's on my Bandcamp, which is chrome.bandcamp.com. And it'll be on iTunes and Spotify and all the rest of it on Christmas Day. So yeah, go and support that. Nice one.
Where can people check out the video for Shockwave, yeah?
Yeah, Shockwave's on YouTube, just under the name Chrome, Shockwave featuring Andy Cooper. Yeah.
Check it out. So, obviously, what we're going to do, we're going to get into a Deftex track in a minute called Synchronise.
Yeah.
Where can people get the Deftex back catalogue on the Chrome Bandcamp, or...?
Deftex... In general, there is a Bandcamp page which has some I think it has both the albums.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's still available on Spotify. I've not checked for a while, but the label that we were on back then, Sun Records, is sort of folded.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure whether he's kept those subscriptions up and whether they're still on there, but yeah, definitely. There's definitely a Bandcamp. I know that.
We had this discussion before, didn't we? Because obviously I'm now going to get a bit of shameless promotion in, because you can obviously listen to the fine array of Borthwick artists on the Skid Row 24/7 stream, which is available at www.skidrow-worldwide.ml. Over 50 hours of content from local artists, producers. And we had this conversation before, as I was saying, about uploading the Deftex back catalogue to it, so people can obviously check out like the Norwich soundscape, the history of Norwich hip hop. And obviously you said about, because he had, was it Alistair?
Alistair, yeah.
He had the Sun Records had a crack team of lawyers working for them.
Oh, well, no, it's just he's very much a legal person himself.
The legal eagle.
Yeah, so he's a one-man army. Like Sun Records was just him.
Okay.
But did you actually get in contact with him then?
I haven't. Okay. This is what I was going to say. I'm saying this on air so that it puts the pressure on me to actually
go ahead and get in contact. Yeah, and I'm sure he'd be cool with it, but you just got to run it by him first. I think. Yeah.
Well, what we'll do is we'll find a way, if there isn't currently access to the Deftex back catalogue, or we'll find a way
we'll get it up there. Yeah. I'm pretty sure a lot of it you can get on YouTube anyway, and there's videos and so on. So yeah.
I just think it's important for people to know their history.
Big up, man.
Hip Hop History Month. The Streakz a long thing. Right, well, no better time to get into Deftex. Do you want to say a few? Who do you want to big up? Who worked on Dopamine Hit with you?
So it wouldn't have been possible without my DJ Super JB, who mixed and mastered the whole project. Who's absolutely genius.
Is this the beatbox dude that I met?
No. This is he's a breaker.
Okay.
Actually, from Norwich crew Force 10.
Okay. Yeah, I remember Force 10.
Yeah, he's but he's also an ill DJ, and he's amazing with the mixing desk and sort of getting his ear around the sounds and stuff. He's just brilliant with it. Right. So from the first moment. For the first track, he was just like, let's do this, let's make an album. And it sounds great. So big up Super JB, big up James Dow for the amazing artwork, and Mr. Stone, who mastered the Shockwave 7, and who else? Oh, Nathan Clark for the video. Yeah, big up.
Dope.
And as far as the Deftex are concerned, a massive shout out to all my Deftex crew, DJ Shaw Delight, the Anthropologist, my brother Arkey, to all the band members as well, everyone that's been involved with Deftex throughout the years. It's been a great journey. To my man DPF, who features on this next track. Much love. We're going to go into Synchronise?
We're going to get into Synchronise.
Okay, let's do it.
We're going to keep it synchronised. We're going to get into Synchronise. You're listening to the Skid Row Show here on Future Radio 107.8 FM. Don't go anywhere.
Synchronize, organize together so that we hypnotize. We watch you sing the great manner. We leave you with a great day, but you'll still say what? I'm into those guys. Synchronize, organize together so that we hypnotize. We watch you sing the great manner. We leave you with a great day, but you'll still say what? I'm into those guys.
Here's an enterprise that will change the course of UK rap. So this we exercise. Re-energize our minds to full supplies. No surprise that we follow the ways of the wise to amaze your eyes. Outstanding and unmistakable, we take first prize. Whack MCs visit the spirit in the skies. Reality from this MC, no lies. And when the side gives you the lows, we bring the highs. Slack rhymes make me sigh. We need to cut that shit up and get it. So we hypnotize. Brainwash the strain, the grey matter. We leave you with the grey day, but you'll still say what? I'm into those guys.
I'm dynamic, a bit of a rhyme addict, and I'm fine at it. I won't go down like Titanic. I got style for my planet. You panicked and vanished, embarrassed. You battled the baddest. You banished and challenging rappers who damage my community. No one's immune to me. I bruise MCs so fluently. Hip hop is you and me. I got this opportunity to prove MCs are not abusing me, confusing me like puberty. We need some unity. We're vulnerable like nudity. Musically feed them apples and eat them from shackles to freedom. I plot trees and hot like bitches and seize them. My legion will lead them. Undefeated faces with cheaters, and I'll amaze them like Jesus. In church creating speeches and sophitas. Intravenously dreaming of Venus. We're in an afterlife from Aphrodite to titties and penises. Don't believe in this? Talking about the people that I've seen you with. I clean you with detergent. Alerting those that you're sleeping with. With great big pussies you could feed a fest. And cause of syphilis it bleeds a bit. Now I told you it would lead to this. Seems you missed the point of reading this. I leave you with decisions hoping that you're dreaming this.
Is it real?
Indeed it is. How'd you feel revealing this?
I need a bitch.
Go clean your dick.
I will.
Dreaming shit. Too busy looking at a cleaver. It's the cedar bitch. Obsessed like fever pitch. I need a hit. I need a hit.
Synchronize, organize together so that we hypnotize. Brainwash the strain, the grey matter. We leave you with the grey day, but you'll still say what? I'm into those guys. Volcanoes erupt and the rains they pour. Now the pressure need to speak across my bathroom floor. All the old men snore and the lions roar. Step text explore the explorations. Cause many b-boys have the high expectations, or they change the channel. We score 10 on the panel. For the flipping now, like a barge journey on a Manchester canal. We're up and we're in. You have to sink or swim, the rubber thingies like boats. I quote and four square. I ain't no 25-yard badge holder, holding on my shoulder lifesaver. Survival of the quickest and swiftest, the greatest and straightest target aimer. Fly, lion tamer, serpent maimer, fresh tea strainer. All important on the depth X section, quote, mission, unquote, expedition, mission, retainer. Now leave those cups upon the drainer. High altitude, oxygen lacks for the tracks of river wax. Wearing one-ton backpacks. Essential in the field of skill building. Well, like a tall building, not easy to get over, but simple to get into. Like a rock, like a boulder, hard to move as it gets older. It's rough moving on as a hip-hop soldier. Journeys get rough when the roads turn to rivers. Not enough givers, too many takers and fakers 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 and synchronize, organize together so that we hypnotize. Brainwash the strain, the grey matter. We leave you with a great day, but you'll still say what? I'm into those guys. Synchronize, organize together so that we hypnotize. Brainwash the strain, the grey matter. We leave you with a great day, but you'll still say what? I'm into those guys.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you're tuned into the Skid Row Show here on Future Radio 107.8 FM. The track you've just been listening to, that was Tex, Synchronise, joined in the studio by Chrome. What are you saying?
Yeah, man, it's been emotional, isn't it? You know, it's been great.
It genuinely has actually been emotional, talking about some deep shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's family first in this N.City Hip Hop shit, as it should be in hip hop worldwide.
Yeah, man.
It's nice seeing people from family members from worldwide all connected and making amazing music together and putting something back into something that they obviously grew up loving.
Yeah, man.
I'm not even just talking on a Norwich level. I'm talking globally. You see it with like the big people rubbing shoulders with like the old school and big American artists, and then going back and making music with people in their own country.
Yeah.
With the proceeds that they've made from making these tracks with these big artists.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I like seeing like people like Snow Goons as a prime example of that. Do you know what I mean? They make all their money off like doing some big tracks with American artists.
Yeah.
And then they'll go back and they'll just be making raw hip hop with the people.
Killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to put something back into it.
Yeah.
For the next generation. Otherwise, how do you expect it to carry on?
Yeah, man.
Again, yeah, I'm preaching. So we're gonna get into another tune in a moment. I'm gonna let you introduce that before you go. But yeah, I'd just like to say thank you for coming through.
Thank you very much.
Dropping some exclusive on the show.
Yeah, man. Anytime. You know, big up the Skid Row.
Yeah. Right. Keep it locked.
So this next track is Beats in Progress featuring myself and the Iguana man Kashmere. This is French Guitar Lessons. Peep it.
Floating in from the left, invincible with word power, showering, devouring, still intensive in my third hour. How are we doing right now? Come try and test me. These French guitar lessons are raw, dirty and messy. My style barrier's broken, didn't even use a token. Crash straight through provoking, all toys are destroyed. Straight back, no time for whack clowns. Better be believing we're leaving you in the background. The tune is on, the moody strong, beat future's long and windy. Find me looking for things that remind me that there is a place behind me. It's time to rewind. We need a quick blast here. That's what you're missing. Staying true like Kashmere, cause it's tradition. Yes. If you pay attention for long enough, you will know my flow grows and blows up shows still from a long time ago. Hardly scrape the surface with this section. Be careful of that microphone because of my chrome detection. My shiny exterior makes me seem much airier, almost reflective and very receptive. Use my right hand to write, understand, comfortable and straightforward. But on the other hand, the beat ain't working, then the rhymes are irrelevant. The beat ain't working, then the rhymes are irrelevant. The beat ain't working, then the rhymes are irrelevant. Give me the microphone, boy, one time. Word. My reptile style's outrageously absurd. You're dealing with an MC, concerned with his verbs, introducing your face to the curb, but trying to disturb my concentration. No efforts of making motherfuckers learn. My underground following gets bigger by the second as I brainwash the universe with my mind to lead the weapon. Not concerned with being a gangster, got bigger fists to fry like Angela Davis and the Black Panthers. The gypsy mob on a quest for the epiphany. A busy man, no time for breakfast at Tiffany's. I keep it on the hush till I detonate the time bomb. My mind's gone. Being friends with me and keep your life long in rap terms. Rappers nowadays are like black germs, making me sick like the sight of a fat worm. The sound is hazardous, and I dare you to peep it. Iguana man is the illest. I couldn't keep it a secret, but yo, I maintain the original rap feel, being myself while powering up like Max Steel. Until the internet freaks down here quit stressing, I'll be at their mom's house catching French guitar lessons. The beat ain't working, then the rhymes are irrelevant. The beat ain't working, then the rhymes are irrelevant. The beat ain't working, then the rhymes are irrelevant. Give me the microphone, boy, one time, bam!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you're tuned into the Skid Row Show here on Future Radio 107.8 FM, blasting off every Friday night. Big shout outs to Chrome for coming through.
You know that.
Cop a copy of Dopamine Hit. Get down Soundclash. Look out for it online. Look out for the video for Shockwave featuring Andy Cooper on YouTube. What we're going to get into in a moment, or what we've just been listening to, was Tough Cut, Beats in Progress, Kashmere and Chrome. French guitar lessons. What we're now going to get into is an exclusive from Zarah Jones. This is Alone, another big tune. We'll have more from Zarah coming up on the show in the next few weeks. And then we're going to get into a little link with Blue Crew. Then we're going to bounce and say peace. We'll be playing you out on the final tune of this week, which is Ill Flow to Go. Remember, listen out for the Skid Row stream on www.skidrow-worldwide.ml. 50 hours of locally sourced produce, all the way from Norfolk, EA, N.City.
You feel now you're standing on your own, nobody's around and you ain't going home, you're alone. But you worked hard for. Signing deals, shopping trips and free meals, got all that you've been dreaming of. I'm living for the stage, next place, let me open the show. I said I'm living for the stage, next place, let me open the show. How'd you feel now you're standing on your own? Nobody's around and you ain't going home, you're alone. Murdering the what you worked hard for. Signing deals, shopping trips and free meals, got all that you've been dreaming of. I'm living for the stage, next place, let me open the show. I said I'm living for the stage, next place, let me open the show. Did you marry me just to get your rush for free? Ban me from drinking, then demand to get drunk with me. Powder your nose, then take all my skunk from me. Why would you be such a pawn to me? Yeah. I said, why would you be? How'd you feel now you're standing on your own? Nobody's around and you ain't going home. But ain't this what you worked hard for? Signing deals, shopping trips and free meals, you got all that you've been dreaming of. I'm living for the stage, next place, let me open the show. I said I'm living for the stage, next place, let me open the show. I said I'm living for the stage, next place, let me open the show. I'm living for the stage, next place, let me open the show. Living for the stage, next place, let me open the show.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you're tuned into the Skid Row Show here on Future Radio 107.8 FM. 11 till 12 every Friday night. The freshest and locally sourced produce.
Yeah.
Joined in the studio at this time by Marshall Miyagi, Fez Kabar, aka Jack the Tripper. We've got 3/4 of Blue Crew in the studio right now, and
that's right.
We're gonna
shout out to Marcel Salas, aka Marcel Selassie,
aka Beau Marcel, as he now likes to be known.
Oh, has he changed his name?
I believe he has now changed his name.
Don't listen to me.
The artist formerly known as Marcel Salas or Marcel Selassie,
okay,
now known as Beau Marcel,
Beau Marcel Selassie,
who's currently got a new tune that we're going to get into. We're going to drop in a moment. Big tune, produced by Clanarchy. You can find it is it on the Blue Crew YouTube? Is it on Blue Crew YouTube or is it on Beau's YouTube?
It's on Beau's YouTube.
Right.
And Blue Crew's YouTube.
Right.
I'm not sure, but one of the two or both.
Blue Crew member Marcel Salas, now known as Beau Marcel, has just dropped a tune called Ill Flow to Go, produced by Clanarchy. You can find it on YouTube. We're going to get into it in a moment. You will also potentially be able to hear it at this gig that Fez Kabar and Marshall Miyagi are now going to tell you about.
That's right. We've got another gig with ZUBY.
ZUBY.
It's gonna have Blue Crew there, Will Star, and Watts. Big up
ZUBY.
to all of them. And ZUBY. And it's at the Brickmakers.
It's at B2.
It's on the day before New Year's Eve, so Sunday the 30th. So if you want to warm yourself up a little bit,
Gonna get into the
30th of
festivities
December,
early.
Brickmakers, be there. Yeah, make yourself festive, get groovy. Come see some live UK Norwich hip hop.
Get ZUBY.
Get ZUBY. Yeah, you know how we roll. The blue bee. The blue bees.
Right. So, let's just break it down for you. Sunday, the 30th of December, at the B2, support from Blue Crew, Will Star, and Watts, and all EA cast, accompanying ZUBY. 7 p.m, 14 plus entry. You got £12 in advance for tickets. Get down to the B2, 496 Browston Road, Norwich, NR3 4DY. If you're sticking that in your twat nav, buy tickets online. ZUBY Live Norwich. Don't miss out. Get down, get involved. We're now going to get into a tune from the artist formerly known as Marcel Selassie. Don't go anywhere. This is Ill Flow to Go. Big tune!
Go.
Well, I'm in the spider's lair. Yo, it's Beau, Marcel up on the MIC. Ill flow to go, I got the mad style tendencies. Forever clever with letters, the alpha entity. Turning bread to war before I break it with the enemy. Reaper lies ahead of me, so I work relentlessly. Endlessly chasing my dreams like they're escaping me. I'm entertaining what it means to be a great MC. One day I'll achieve what remains to be seen. So when the haters speak who don't know boom up for my bakery, I'll respond like John, let it be unless it come to be. Represent where I come from, my family tree, Navajo, Anglo-American MC. Born in the sticks of VA, now you know me. I get my kicks from this game like FIFA WC. Check my concentration level up like squashing a cup. And I got plenty more enough to get you jumping up. So come on and give me a microphone and stories unfold. My fun and bringing a tighter flow, the more I indulge. Some pumping in the night till the neighbors implode. But if it rhymes, the services vibes when it's time to let go. Yeah, Iguana test my writtens and get scissors hit like linen. It's a lyricist ting. We like to keep the vinyl spinning. Get your spinal cord kicking till it's out like wish funky chickens. With beats to make 'em move your feet like the floor beneath is splitting. Once more I speak what's ill in the second the ink is spinning. Bars keep nothing hidden like Suge Knight when trucks are killing. Kinda keep constructed rhythm. Oh, Marcel, I rock with wisdom till I fuck the system like a bust a nut up in its pistons. Rhymes can run the distance like I'm pumping your business. And I flow viscous thick like the T1000 did. Punchlines you might have missed if you weren't a 90s kid. I'm on a Stevie Hyper tip to make your body move like junglist. So come on and give me the microphone and stories unfold. My fun and bringing a tighter flow, the more I indulge. Some pumping in the night till the neighbors implode. But if it rhymes, it's lyrics right when it's time to let go. I stay connected like pins and a detective's board. You know I rap the ball for more, so when I'm wrecked, of course. Fine, slept, I'm flawed. Eventually it's like it's meant to be when that text ignored. Pass me a deck and then I'll wreck your board. Grab the orgs, leave the speaker box scorched. What lies beneath is what's raw. Smoke that retro draw till leave neck row sore. My rhymes pop like an infected paw. You see from my skull, I breathe what Prometheus stole. I'm getting ill like I've eaten something 7 weeks old. Covered in mold, but you'll never see me selling my soul for the fame and the gold. Nah, I spit raps and make molds. Practical effects is in my goals. Naturally selected with the beats is how I roll. And if my eyes are red as Chucky's head, the thoughts can take the toll. Things I might have said could be wiser said. Now I'm getting older.
No loitering!
Man, I wasn't loitering. Were you, Crystal? Not me, Ronette. Were you, Chiffon?
You ought to be in school!
Yeah, well, we on a split ship. Right. We went to school till 5th grade, then we split.
So, how do you tend to better yourselves?
Better ourselves? You heard what he said? Better ourselves? Mister, when you from Skid Row, ain't no such thing.
What? Oh, yeah! So here I go.
I'll get you next time, Streakz the Long Ting.